Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's Diego with my beautiful wife, Karina. I'm trying to get the hat sorted out here. This is my Venezuelan hat right there. It's your YouTube live stream, your free information on how to get a green card, get a K1 visa processed. It's all free. Everything I give you all this free information. I got 9.5 years of experience processing K1 visas and green cards and tourist visas and spousal visas. I've done it all. Been there, done that. Okay? But I'm not an immigration attorney. I don't give you any legal advice. I don't work for USCIS. I don't work for any of those companies that process green cards for you and you pay them all this money when in fact it's an easy thing to do. Putting together a green card application is easy. Putting together a K1 visa package is easy. You just got to be patient. You got to have lots of evidence. You got to be in a real relationship. Everything's got to be above board. There can't be any shenanigans. It's got to be totally real. And you must submit documents that haven't been changed or falsified or whatever. And April Flower is the first to jump in on the live stream. April Flower. Hi, Diego and Karina. What's going on? April Flower. How is everybody? How's your family, April? You're the first one. You're first on. Josias Pazelli, our friend from Argentina. Hi, Diego. What's going on, Josias? Are you doing okay? How's everybody? How's your wife doing? Now, you're in Utah, right, Josias? Didn't you? Are you in Utah? I think that's where you're at. Vimy Lawler, I went to the interview and they gave me a green slip, said under administrative processing without asking any more documents. Okay, did they take your Vimy? Did they take your passport? Did they take your passport? The immigration officer, the consular officer, did he or she, Vimy, take your passport? April Flower, oh good, thank you so much. You're good. We're glad to hear that, April. And Vimy Lawler, they kept my passport. Okay. So now they're just going to do the processing of your visa. They said they gave you a green slip under administrative processing. Okay. That means they're processing it for you. Relax. You got it. You're good. Josias, we are doing fine, just preparing the case and being patient and waiting to have the best shot and chance. You're going to get it, Josias. You're going to get the green card. Christopher Reese, have seen you all a couple times. Just learned to chat on here. What do you mean you just learned how to chat on here, Christopher? Come on, man. You know how to do this. You're good. You got it figured out, right? You got it figured out. Francois is in the house. Francois Livingston from upstate New York. Good evening, Diego and Karina. What's going on, Francois? Now, Francois, listen. You got to relax, okay? Listen to me. Just got to relax. Everything's going to be fine. Tom Shu, good evening, Diego and Karina. How are you? Tom, we are good. We're doing great. I've got my Mountain Dew hat on right here. We are doing great. How's your family, Tom? April Flower, Diego, my fiance's medical exam will expire on October. Haven't heard anything yet. Okay, when his medical exam expires, he's got to repeat it. He's got to redo the medical exam, okay? It's only good for 6 months. Tom Shu, one, may I ask when we need to submit the adjustment of status package after getting married? 60 to 70 days after you get married, you want to submit your green card application. That's enough time for you to put together a green card package with all the evidence. We want to make sure that we send in everything before the deadline. Well, 60 days, if in 60 days after you get married is enough time for you to get all your paperwork together, to get joint bank accounts, to get on the title, to share the title to the vehicles, to get on the deed to the house, the apartment lease, get on the service bills, the water bill, electric bill, gas bill, get on the insurance, life insurance, stuff like that. That's what you need to do. That's the evidence you got to submit. Get a Sam's Club card or a BJ's Wholesale Club card. Get a library card. Get all that evidence of cohabitation. Vimy Lewis, it said in status, said refused under administrative process. So I was a bit worried. Everybody on the planet gets the same message when their visa's approved. Karina had the same message. Everybody gets the same message. It's just a temporary. It's just a temporary until you get the approved, then the issued status. They're processing the visa. That's all they're doing. Okay. Francois, what a horrible day. Got a white slip today. Francois, Karina had a white slip also. She got a 221G. You got a 221G. Well, Hamid did. It's just part of the process. But fortunately, you listened to me, and you're going to be in the United Arab Emirates, next Tuesday, right? Próxima semana en martes, tú solo Estados Unidos. On Tuesday, you'll be in with Hamid, and then everything's going to work out. You listen to me, relax, yeah. You listen to my words, because it is very, very powerful evidence if you accompany your beneficiary to the visa interview. This isn't a case where you have to be there. Okay? Christopher Reese, long days, long work days, tips and Mountain Dew with you from a vet to a vet. Well, Chris, I'll give you a Mountain Dew salute, okay? Long work days. Come on, Christopher. We veterans do more before 5 o'clock in the morning, before anybody else gets up, right? By 5 a.m., I've already done most of the chores in the house. And then people are getting their alarm clocks to go, and they're waking up, and they're, I gotta get up for work, pity party. And I'm already up. I've already been to Whataburger, or Hardee's, or McDonald's, and got the breakfast. Those are the 3 go-to places now for me. Vimy, you're gonna get the visa. Francois, you're gonna have a good day very soon. Christopher, there's no such thing as a long work day. April Flower, do they usually issue a visa before the medical exam expiration? Well, they could. If they issue your beneficiary the visa, okay, before his medical exam expires, then get on a plane right away and fly to the United States. Okay? Paulino Gomez. Hi, Diego and Karina. There are some fields on the I-864 regarding my sponsor's employer that is not allowing me to type. Use a black pen. I used the black pen. When I filled out the I-864, the affidavit of support, there's places on there I couldn't use on the computer, so I used a black pen. That's acceptable. Don't be a blue, don't be a red pen, don't be a green pen. It has to be a black pen. Christopher Reese just submitted our I-129F. That's your K1 visa application last Friday. So ready for it to be over, but calm, cool, and collected. Christopher, that's a Mountain Dew salute. You submitted your K1 visa application. Good job. You paid for it by check, right? You didn't use your freaking credit card. You filled out a check to U.S. Department of Homeland Security with the correct amount, the correct fee. And you included Form G1145 so that they would send you a text message with your receipt number, right? You got all that done. Let me see. Francois Livingston, relax, yes. Tom Shue, what if my spouse has neither a mortgage nor a lease? Where do you live? Where do you live? Where are you going to be living at? You got to prove you're living in the same place, under the same roof. Christopher Reese got up at 3 a.m. That's normal for military veterans. Vimy Lola, Francois, what is the white slip request? It's just a 221G administrative hold. Francois Prometido's visa is on a hold right now. They're going to get it all fixed very soon. Francois Livingston flying out Tuesday, and the joint interview together is on the 26th. Okay. The whole interview today was Hamid standing up the whole time behind the glass like a prisoner. Yeah. Karina was the same way. But she had a phone in her ear, and there's a piece of white glass in front of her, and she was talking like she was in prison. It's the same all over. Francois did his biometrics. Go figure. Got to do the biometrics. Vimy Lawler, thank you, Diego. Fingers crossed, because I keep checking twice a day and still not changing. Well, quit looking twice a day. Look once a day, and then your mind will calm down. Okay? Relax. Josias, Diego, the last time I asked you about that question in the I-485, about if you ever have been involved in any organization or association. The thing is, you said put no. That's correct. I said put no. Don't create more drama for you in immigration. You put no. My question is this: my wife works for a Christian church here in America, and we play in the church every Sunday. Okay. And this Thursday we are musicians. Should I put no? Yes. You put no. You put no. We do the live stream in the church every day. Good. I don't understand why USCIS make that question. They're trying to figure out if you've ever been a member of any communist organizations. That's what they're looking for. Would I have a problem if I say no? I've already told you. That's what you're going to put is no. What do they buy if you've ever been involved with any organizations? They want to see if you've ever been a member of the Communist Party, okay, or a terrorist group, okay? Just put no, and then you won't get any more drama from immigration. It's one less thing for them to ask you about. Francois to Vimy Lola, it was a 221G. I guess they give them in different colors, and each one means something. That's correct. Karina got a 221G. Hers was what? Amarillo. Karina's 221G was yellow. I was sick in bed in our apartment in Bogota. Karina came back from the embassy. Okay, yeah, 221G. I said, oh, okay. Did you get a white piece of paper too? Yeah, I got a white piece of paper too. I said, let me see the 221G. Okay, you need an Interpol police certificate. Okay. And Karina said, I'm already on top of it. I'm already handling it. I said, okay, get that. Let me see the white paper. Congratulations, your K1 visa's been approved. Everything's good. We're just waiting on the Interpol police certificate. That was Karina's 221G. And it took 4 weeks to get it. But as soon as she got it, her visa was issued within 24 hours. So Francois, when you go to this interview in the United Arab Emirates at the U.S. Embassy, put forward your best case with Hamid. Make sure Hamid doesn't roll over like a cat and fall asleep in the corner of the room. You both have to be proactive and strong, and you both have to be assertive, and you both have to say, this is a real relationship, and you've got to answer the questions strongly and with confidence. And then it's done. Okay? Francois Vimy is talking about the white sheet. Karina's was yellow. Jay Baxter, good evening to the Ross family from Oklahoma. Very good. And to you also, Jay Baxter. We're here in Florida. GLK Dog 01, hey Diego, I already have 20 days. My wife took a biometrics, but still haven't received the work permit. No, you won't get it for probably another 2 months, maybe 3 months, GLK Dog. It takes 2 to 3 months to get a work permit. It took Karina 88 days. So 3 months. Chibuso David, hi Diego, what's going on, Chibuso David? How are you? How is your family? Tom Shu, my spouse lives in their ex's house. Your spouse lives in their ex's house and is paying the mortgage, not in our names for now, until we could afford to assume the mortgage. In this case, should we draft a lease with the ex? Yes. You got to prove where you live. That's what you'd write a letter. You write an affidavit, and you write just what you told me right here, and then you draft the lease up with the ex. You got it. That's how it works. Francois, Diego, sorry about today, but I didn't know who to turn to. Thank you for your support. Francois, we're always here for you. Okay, this is a very stressful time for you. We know. But you just got to go through one more hoop, just like Karina had to jump to a freaking Interpol police certificate. That took 4 weeks. Yours isn't going to take 4 weeks, okay? It's going to be, boom. You're going to get it. You're going to get the visa approved. But you got to be together. You got to be face-to-face with the consulate, okay? And Karina's going to take control of this live stream here. There we go. She knows if I miss a question or whatever. Carlos, hi Diego and Karina. I'm going over our completed Form I-134, the Declaration of Financial Support. For Part 2, Section 12, Beneficiary Anticipated Length of Stay. I left from the date. What? Put blank and X? No. Anticipated length of stay in the home country, right? No, do you know when the visa interview is? I left from date blank and put X, no end date. What I would put in the from date is about 60 days past the K1 visa interview date. So do you know when, Carlos, do you know when the visa interview is? What day is the K1 visa interview? Add 60 days to that date, and that's what is from. Okay? And then no end date is correct. There's no end date because she's not coming back to wherever it is you are, where she is. Okay, because it's in Colombia, right? Okay, we have her interview next month in Bogota. What is the date of the interview? I'm not sure if I'm allowed to go with her to the interview. Yes, you can go to the interview with her, but she is fine going by herself. Go with her. Do they have interpreters there at the embassy? You don't need an interpreter, Carlos. They speak English and Spanish fluently. The American consul officers speak English and Spanish. You don't need an interpreter. You don't need to translate any letters or birth certificates or police certificates into English. Make sure when you go to the visa interview with her. Jump on a plane and fly to Bogota. Go to the interview with her. The immigration officer won't stop you. They'll be glad to see you. And let me answer your questions again. You put, so if your visa interview is next month, 60 days after the visa interview is the from, and the X is no end date. You can go to the visa interview. You don't have to translate any documents. Okay, you got it. But you must get her birth certificate translated into English for the green card application. Once you get through the visa interview, you fly to America, you get married, you apply for the green card. You must include in the green card application a translated copy of her birth certificate. Let me see. Got it, Carlos? USCIS. Perfect, Diego. I'm never wrong, USCIS. We're probably going to wait till November to send the case in. Okay? The case, they send us an RFE. They're not going to send you an RFE for the tax return. We answer with to a 2024 tax return. We would just send the adjustment of status like 130 days after getting married. That's perfectly good. That's perfectly okay. Christopher Reese, I have been following what you've been talking about, but here's a question. I can't find a straight answer. You'll get it right here. The shots, must she have all those prior to giving her a visa? No. You don't have to have all the vaccinations to get the K1 visa. But you must have all the vaccinations for the green card application, including COVID and the booster. So when you go to the embassy, the civil surgeon's going to give her a medical exam. She's going to go to a medical exam first. The civil surgeon's going to look at her vaccination records and say, look, you're missing this one and this one. You can get them in America if you want. Or you can do them right here with me, the doctor. Now, I'm not a doctor. Just pretend I'm a civil surgeon. I'm the doctor. Okay, and I'm talking to the beneficiary. Okay, you don't have all your vaccinations up to date. Now remember, you got to have them for your green card application. But if you want to get them done in America, you can get them done in America, or you can do them here. Just pay me. Okay, you got it? Now we got a suit. Now, Francois, super sticker. Oh, that's a super chat. Thank you, Francois. Super, thank you, Francois. Listen. Mountain Dew salute for Francois. Francois, you are going to go to the visa interview with Hamid, okay? You're going to be foreign. You're going to dress business casual. You're going to show affection to each other while you're waiting for the freaking interview in the lobby there in the embassy. You're going to show lovey-dovey with it. You're going to be holding hands together in the embassy, okay? You're going to walk into the embassy holding hands. It's all on. They got all the cameras all over the embassy. They're going to see you walking in there holding hands, big smiles on your face. You got it? Francois, you hear what I'm saying, right? And thank you again, Francois. Another super chat from Francois. Your support means a whole great deal. Francois, listen. Karina and I were feeling exactly the same way you are feeling right now. Karina got a 221G. And it's basically, it scared the living daylights out of her because she thought she was disapproved for her visa. She was scared. She was mad and sad and everything that you're feeling right now, Francois. So she came back. I was sick in bed I was sick with mountain sickness, the flu. I had everything you could possibly get. Okay. I was on deathbed 2020. And then Karina walks in the bedroom. She gives me the yellow paper. I said, I'm like, okay, what is Esther? Jolio. I read it. It said, currently your visa is refused. And I'm like, oh, why? That doesn't make any sense. So I looked down and it said, we need an Interpol police certificate. I'm like, okay, Karina, you need an Interpol police certificate. She said, yeah, I got it. I'm working on it. Right. I left the embassy and I went straight to Interpol and they're working on it. I said, okay, what else did they give you? Well, they gave me a white paper. I said, let me see it. So I looked at the white paper and said, congratulations, your K1 visa's been approved, but we just got to get this Interpol police certificate. And so I said to Karina, I said, what are you sad about? Why are you triste? ¿Por qué tú triste? Your visa was approved, but they want a freaking Interpol police certificate. Francois, you're going to get the visa. Immigration just want to see you both together. That's all. They want to see you both together. You walk into the embassy holding hands. You sit down or wherever it is where you wait your turn. You sit down, you hold hands with each other. And you're talking to each other. Okay? And then be strong and be assertive and be confident with the consular officer, just like Karina. They asked her 12 freaking questions. They said, "What? Have you ever been to any other countries besides?" She said, "No." Francois, stop. Another super chat from Francois. Francois, use that money for your trip to Abu Dhabi. Okay, I need for you to get me a fridge magnet. When you get the visa approved, I need a fridge. Karina wants a fridge magnet. But thank you for that super chat, Francois. We appreciate you. But listen, Francois, Karina had a 221G, and it cost me $1,000 for a plane ticket more because I had a plane ticket ready for $300, but we didn't buy it because we couldn't leave in November. We had to leave in January, which is Christmas week. So the plane ticket went from $300 to $1,000. I got stuck in Colombia because they wouldn't accept my credit card. Mount du salute to you also, Francois. I got stuck in Colombia. My credit card company, my bank blocked my credit card because they said they didn't recognize the charge for the airline ticket purchase. I'm like, great. So I had to go down in person to the Avianca in El Dorado Airport in Bogota and give them my credit card face to face, and we bought the plane ticket. It was $1,000, $700 more. Why? Because Karina got a 221G, and it kept us in Colombia another 6 weeks. Talk about, we'd given away all our stuff pretty much. We're in an apartment with nothing. We got nothing to sit on. We're just like, dang, no TV. The cat broke the TV. Tokyo broke our TV in Colombia, so we didn't have a TV. Hang in there, Francois. You're going to be okay. All right? Now, Christopher, talking about vaccinations, okay? Christopher Reese, vaccinations. You don't have to have all the vaccinations, but it's beneficial to you if she does get them overseas because it's cheaper. You know, if I'd have got Karina's vaccinations in the United States, it would have cost me what? About $1,500. It only cost me $25 for a vaccination, $20 per vaccination in Colombia. Let me see. Chibuso David. Hi, Diego. My fiance lives in Michigan. Okay. Where do we send our K1 visa packet to? Which service center? Okay. Well, I'll write it down for you. You live in Michigan, right? You're in Michigan, right? I want to write. Do you have a pen? Got a pen? Chibuzo, got a pen? Okay. There's what. Now you're going to use FedEx. Listen. You're going to use FedEx or UPS or DHL. Number one. That's the first. This is the address for a courier service. Number one. Okay. Now, this is the address where you're going to send it. Hopefully, you're writing this down. Okay. AOS. Now, bear with me, guys, because I'm helping out here with this address. Very important you write this down correctly. Don't make any mistakes on the address. Okay? You got to be, everything in a K1 visa package is attention to detail, which we learned in the military. We learned in the military attention to detail. You learn it in boot camp. That's where they teach you boot camp. Right here. This is the address. Oh, and there's no comma. There's no comma there. Hold on a second, guys. I gotta fix this. Now, in boot camp, that's where they teach you attention to detail. So you got to pay attention to detail when you're in an immigration process. Every single thing has to be checked twice, 2 times, 10 times, 1,000,000 times. Okay, that's the address. Okay, that's where you send your your green card application. Okay, Chibuso. Vimy Lola to Francois, thanks. My 221G was a green slip, and she said administrative processing. If we need something, we'll contact you. But seems like we have all of our documents. That's what she told me. So Vimy, all you're doing now is just waiting for the green card, the K1 visa to get embossed into the passport. Francois, if there are women here who are older than their fiance, like I am, the whole interview was focused on age and having children. That's part that happens sometimes. He was asked if we stayed in the same hotel room when I visited him, and the answer was yes. Right? Jay Baxter, my fiance is on her way to Bangkok for her interview on September 24th. We're both excited. Mountain Dew salute, Jay Baxter. She's on her way to Bangkok for her visa interview. Now, Bangkok is in Thailand. Mountain Dew salute. Congratulations. Now, my dad lives in Chiang Mai, Thailand. I'm sure you're both excited. I'm happy for Corinne, and I are both excited for you also. And we're excited for Francois Livingston, because soon she's going to get through all these hurdles that immigration keep throwing at her. And Francois listens to what I'm telling her, and she's going to get the visa. Mona Bless. Good evening, Diego and Karina. How are you? We are fine. How's your family? I'm finishing up the package. However, I have three K2s. I now have to do this to do the I-864 for each of them. That's correct. But do I have to do 4 different evidence packets? Yes, you do. You are applying for 4 green cards. Okay, 4 green cards. You're going to do 4 I-864s, 4 485s, 4 693 medical exams, 4 vaccination certifications, 4 packages. You got it? 4 different evidences per person. Each K2 visa or each K2 green card application is for an individual. Okay? If you are applying for 5 green cards, you got to have 5 packages with 5 evidences. All you do is just repeat the same stuff you put in the K1. So in the K1 visa green card application, you're going to put the marriage certificate, photos together, photos of the wedding, photos of the honeymoon, evidence of you know what I'm talking about. You're going to repeat that for each K2 green card application, but you're going to change the passport copy is going to change. The K2 visa is going to be different for each person, right? It's a different K2 visa. It's a different I-94 for each person. So if you're applying for 4 K2s, you're going to have 4 I-94s, which is permission slips to enter the country, right? It's your, so you got it, right? You got it. Mona Bless, tell me you understand what I just said. Miguel, thoughts on the second attempt? Diego, second attempt for Francois? She's good. She's going to get the visa. She's good. Francois to second attempt. Diego, what do you mean? Miguel, explain a little bit more. Thoughts on the second attempt. What second attempt? You're allowed 2 K1 visas. The U.S. Congress allows 2 K1 visas. If the first one doesn't work out, you can apply for a second one. But you got to be 2 years apart. They got to be separated by 2 years. Francois to Vimy Lola. Iris said administrative processing, but nothing was asked of us except to show up on the 26th together. So Francois and Hamid will show up at the U.S. Embassy in UAE on the 26th of September. They're going to go in there holding hands together, and they're going to sit down and wait their turn, holding hands together, and then they're going to go to their interview, pick up the phones, and they're going to both be firm, assertive, confident, business casual dressed. And the question is going to be, do you want to have kids, Francois? And Francois going to say, no, I don't want to have kids. And then the question is going to be to Mohammed, in the future, do you think you're going to want to have kids? He's going to say, no, I'm very adamant. I don't want any kids. I know what I want out of my life. Okay? That's what's going to happen. You got to be firm and you got to be assertive. And you have to be positive in the responses. Okay? Hamid can't be, he's got to be duro. Okay? Let me see. Vimy Lola to Diego. The last time I mentioned about my unborn baby, he is 3 months old. Now he got dual citizenship. Thank you for the advice. So Vimy, listen to me. And now her child has dual citizenship. A salute to your little baby, who is also now an American, and the other country. Congratulations, Vimy. I'm glad you listened to my advice. And tell your unborn baby, tell your 3-month-old that make sure that he grows up as an American. But don't forget where you came from. Tell him about the home country where you used to live. But he'll grow up as an American. Andre Smith, hey Diego, my fiance is here. We are celebrating 3 weeks in the USA. 3 semanas en Estados Unidos. Okay, that's a Mountain Dew salute. We will get married on October 5th. What steps should we take for the green card? Andre Smith, go into the channel where it says look across the channel and Google adjustment of status. I have made 2 or 3 videos on how to process a green card application. If you watch the videos, you'll get a green card without a second interview. Just watch the videos and do everything I tell you to do in the videos. If you follow my advice and do everything I say, that's in the videos, you'll get a green card without a second interview. Just look at the videos, okay? And Miguel, I don't understand second attempt. I don't understand that question. But Andre, congratulations. And Tom Shu, thank you very much. Diego, you're welcome, Tom. We went to the Social Security office and the DMV to get the Social Security number and the learner's permit, and they told us they couldn't update our new married names before USCIS approved the green card. Well, that's correct. Because once she gets the green card, you go back to the Social Security office with the green card, and then the Social Security Administration will update her status to legal permanent resident and not work permit holder, whatever you did. And she will get a brand new Social Security card mailed to her in about 5 to 10 days from Baltimore, Maryland. And all that Homeland Security verbiage will be removed from the current Social Security card. And she will have her married name on there. Just like Karina. She did exactly the same thing. Tom Shu, do we just fill out the adjustment of status forms with our new married names? Okay, on page 1 of USCIS Form 485, they ask the question, what is your current legal name? This is your wife, okay, or you. Whoever's filling out the 485, whoever is applying for the green card, on page 1, it says, what is your current legal name? You put, now for Karina, she put in her current legal name was Karina, middle name Ross. The second question on the name on page 1 of Form 485 is, have you used any other names in the past? Well, yes, she has. Karina, middle name, maiden name. So question 1 is, what is your current legal name? Karina, middle name Ross. What other names have you used in the past? Karina, middle name, maiden name. The green card will come in with the wife's husband's married name on it. You got it? So Karina took my last name. So when her green card arrived on June 25th, it was Karina Ross. And then she went to the Social Security office, updated her legal status to legal permanent resident, and she got a new Social Security card in the mail that said Karina Ross. Carlos, I'm flying to Medellin, and we are flying to Bogota, and we are staying at the Black Tower Hotel for 20 days. I know where that is. That's a nice hotel. Good job. We have her medical the first week. Okay, 1.5 weeks later is biometrics. The next day is the interview. Carlos, muy bien. Yo feliz para ti. Muy bien. Tu acción es bueno. Yo recuerdo hotel Black Tara, edificio de negro. It's a very nice hotel. Tom Shu, I see. Thank you, Andre. Josias, Diego, do you think that sending the adjustment of status days before the elections in November 5th will cause any trouble or damage or delay the adjustment of status? I would like to hear what you think about sending those days. The presidential election has got nothing to do with your green card application. The president of the United States, okay, Joe Biden, will be, well, he basically, nobody knows where he is most of the time. He's either on the beach or somewhere eating ice cream. So nobody knows who's running the country right now, okay? So, but it won't have any effect on your green card application. Elections or no elections, okay? It's irrelevant. The Congress controls immigration. The Congress of the United States, not the president. All the president does is sign bills. The president can block the frontier. He can close the borders if he wants. The president of the United States can stop all this illegal immigration by blocking and closing the frontier between Canada and the United States and Mexico and the United States. All he's got to do is sign an executive order and say, I'm closing the borders. And then this illegal immigration will stop immediately. Okay? That's what Trump's going to do, I think. If he wins the election, the first thing he's going to do when he's sworn into office is sign an executive order to close the borders and block all these illegals coming in. Okay? Does that affect green card applications or work permits or K-1 visa applications? No. Nothing at all. Trump's not going to change anything. President Trump, if he's elected, isn't going to stop people with green cards processing. He's not going to stop K-1 visas. He wants you to come here and be reunited with your families legally. Just do it the right way. Biometrics, medical exam, police checks, Interpol police certificates. Do the stuff correctly through a consular office or an embassy. Okay? That's how you come to the United States legally, is through a consular immigration interview, paperwork, etc. Whether it's a tourist visa, a student visa, a spousal visa, a K-1 visa, whatever kind of visa, you got to get it through an embassy or a consulate. But what Joe Biden did was he illegally bypassed the Congress and said, okay, if you want to come to the United States, you can, and we're going to give you a magic wand and give you a consular interview on the border and let you in the country for a future court date with an immigration judge. But that's not how it works. He's violating congressional law. I'm surprised he hasn't been impeached for it. But then again, we got a Republican Congress that is worthless because they're not strong at all. And we got Democrats and Republicans working together, basically as a uniparty. So the only way to stop all this immigration craziness, which is hurting you, because you're coming here legally, you're trying to do this the right way. You're spending all this money on visa fees and plane tickets and green cards. You're doing it the right way. Okay? If Trump gets elected, he's going to continue to help you do it the right way. Okay? He's not going to stop it. So, OSIS, whoever gets elected president on November 5th isn't going to affect green card applications or K-1 visa processing. Nothing is going to change. It's going to continue the way it is. Let me see here. Tom Shu, Diego, when I did my medical in New Zealand, the physician didn't give me a Hep B vaccine since it was not available in the country at the time. You need it for the green card. Do I need to get one since I'm applying? Yes, you must get it. Here's what you do, Tom Shu. Find a civil surgeon approved by the State Department, wherever it is you live in America. Go to the civil surgeon and say, I want to repeat my green card medical exam. Well, I don't just do it. Repeat the medical exam, get your vaccinations recertified, and if the civil surgeon says you need a Hep B vaccination, he will either give it to you there in the office or he'll tell you to go get it and come back. But Tom Shu, before you apply for your green card, it is very, very important that you go to a civil surgeon and repeat your green card and get a green card medical exam. That will guarantee that you won't get an RFE on the medical. Francois Livingston, they gave him his passport back. Yes, they did, Francois. They gave him his passport back. But when you go to the visa interview with him, as a couple, that's all they want to see. They want to see you interacting together as a couple. Once they see you, once they talk to you, they're going to take his visa, they're going to take his passport, listen to me, and they're going to process his K1 visa. But Francois, you got to go into the embassy interview strong, assertive, confident, dress business casual. Don't be scared of the government. The government works for us. We don't work for them. They work for us. We pay their freaking salary. Our visa fees pays the salaries of the USCIS. USCIS works off of visa fees, okay? Not so much taxpayer money. But Francois, you got to relax. They gave him back his passport. Don't worry about that. When you go back to the interview, once the consular officer is satisfied you guys are in a real relationship, they're going to take his passport and they're going to process his K1. They just want to see you guys together. That's all. And Tom, you just repeat the medical exam. Okay, repeat it. And get the civil surgeon to reevaluate your vaccinations, and the doctor where you have your medical exam will have his administrative assistant complete the 693 and re-sign a brand new 693, recertify the vaccination paperwork, and you're good to go. Then you don't have to be sweating over an RFE over medical. Francois Livingston, he was so fixated on the age difference. He wasn't so much fixated on the age difference, Francois. He was trying to protect you. Remember, Morocco is the #2 country in the world for free visa fraud. I'm not saying that Hamid is trying to defraud you for a visa. I don't believe that for a second. But the immigration officer doesn't know you or Hamid from Adam. All he knows is what she can see or he can see for those 5 minutes. So it's got nothing to do with the age difference. And they asked him, Hamid, do you want to have any kids? He said, no, I don't want to have any kids. So the immigration officer was trying to trip him up, I believe, because if he said, yes, I want to have kids, I mean, I don't know whether you, Francois, can have kids or not. It's none of my freaking business. I'm not going to stick my nose in your business. But if Hamid had said, yes, he wants kids, and you can't have kids, he would have got a blanket denial right then. So they asked him another way. They asked him, Hamid, in the future, do you want to have any kids? He doesn't want to have kids. You don't want to have kids. You just want to get married and start your lives together without kids. And you have a right to do that. But you got to prove that to the consular officer when you go back for your second interview. Okay? That's all they want to see. They want to hear from your mouth to the consular officer's ears that you don't want to have kids. Hamid needs to repeat it. Your stories are exactly the same. You show you're in a relationship together. You show affection walking into the embassy holding hands, because it's all going to be on freaking camera. And the immigration officer is going to review the video when you walk into the embassy to see how you walked in. I'm telling you stuff maybe I shouldn't be telling you, but I know that's what they're going to do. When the immigration officer pulls up the paperwork on this computer, he's going to see everything about your past K1 visas, about your police, your FBI investigation that was negative. They're going to see everything. All you got to do, Francois, is show that you're in a real relationship, which you are. I completely know you are. And then you got to explain that you don't want to start a family. You don't want to do that. And there's nothing against the law. There's no rules that says you can't do that. And then the immigration officer will approve the visa, take Hamid's passport, and process his K1. They weren't fixated about the age difference. They were concerned about you getting into a fraudulent visa process, and they were concerned about Hamid not wanting to have kids because he's younger than you. It's got nothing to do with the age. Okay? Adjo A, K1 visa, second interview. Consular requesting evidence of introduction, engagement, and her passport. What should we expect at the interview? Is our previous 221G acceptable? So you're going for a second K1 visa interview, and they want to see an evidence of an introduction. But when Karina went to her K1 visa interview, she had wedding plans this thick. She had a stack of wedding plans in a blue envelope, in a blue folder, where I was in communication with our wedding officiant for a year. I started the wedding plans a year before after we got engaged. That's when I started the wedding plans. I was emailing back and forth to our wedding officiant here on the VAR in Navarre Beach, Captain Bill. I said, "Hey, Captain Bill, I got engaged to my beautiful girlfriend, now my prometida, now my future wife. We just got to go through this K1 visa process." He said, "Okay, let me know when you're in America." And I emailed him once a month, giving him an update. These were wedding plans. I printed all of the emails to Captain Bill, our wedding guy. I said, "Okay, it's been 6 months. Karina's still waiting for her NOA2 letter." When she got her NOA2 letter, I emailed Captain Bill, the wedding officiant. I said, "Hey, she got approved. Her K1 visa's been approved." That was on May 30th of 2023. I emailed him, and he said, "Congratulations, well done." I printed the email. So we had a stack of emails of wedding plans. Okay? She took them, Karina took them to the K1 visa interview in case they asked her, "Do you have any wedding plans?" And she would have pulled it out of her bag and said, "Here you go. Here's a year's worth." Evidence of introduction. We had an engagement party on December 24th of 2021 in Bogota, Colombia. We did it Christmas Eve because all our family was available for a party. Karina's got 5 brothers. They're all working. They all work 12 hours a day, 10 hours a day, 6 days a week. They're working their tails off in Colombia. They're strong. They're making all kinds of good money. So they took one day off of work, and that was December 24th. So I said, let's have our engagement party December 24th in street clothes, which we did. And we took bunches of pictures, and the engagement party photos went in the K1 visa application. And they also went with Karina to the visa interview in case they wanted to see evidence of an engagement party. But if you live in countries, I know you guys are watching us around the world, from Ghana, in Africa, South Africa, Nigeria, West Africa, North Africa, Egypt, Algeria. You're watching us all around the world. The beautiful friends in the Philippines, India, our beautiful friends in India. Listen, if you have an engagement party, don't get an engagement party in cultural clothes. Because if you present pictures in a K1 visa application of an engagement party in cultural clothes, the immigration officer might think you got married. If you include an engagement ring in your K1 visa application, you take a picture of it. Here's my engagement ring. When you buy the engagement ring, make sure, Mr. Sponsor, Miss Sponsor, make sure the receipt of the engagement ring is included in the K1 visa application, and the jeweler writes engagement ring all over that freaking receipt. That way, the immigration officer doesn't think it's a wedding ring. So, add joke A, second interview, evidence of an introduction. Okay, well, we started chatting, years ago. Engagement, we provided evidence of an engagement and her passport. What should we expect at the interview? If you provide the information they're requesting, you'll get an approval. Is our previous 221G accepted? Yes, you're good. Relax. Andre Smith, Diego, and Karina, thank you guys for all that you do. God bless. Andre. That's a Mountain Dew salute right there for Andre and your family. Francois Livingston, I paid $1,500 today just for the airline ticket. Make sure, Francois, you keep those receipts for your green card application, for Hamid's green card application. He's going to get his visa approved. Bring those receipts to the visa interview and show the immigration officer, look, I just spent $1,500 on plane tickets. We've been together for years. I've made trips to Abu Dhabi to see him. He quit his job so he could not have to leave UAE and not go back to Morocco, so he could wait for the interview. There's a lot of stuff that you did, Francois, and Hamid also sacrificed a lot. So you gotta present that to the consular officer. Hamid didn't give a strong interview, in my opinion. I don't think he gave a strong interview. He didn't. If he did, he would have got his visa. You need to be there now to be the strong person and give the strong, and be the person that shows the consular officer that you guys are real. And you can do it, Francois. I know you can do it. I have faith in you. Kevin Ishii. My most recent tax transcript shows I haven't filed for that year, but I have my 1040. Think my fiance will get approved. We have everything else. Well, I would include the 1040, but I wouldn't include the tax transcript because it hasn't been created yet by the IRS. That's not your fault. The IRS isn't the fastest working government entity on the planet unless you owe them money. If you owe the IRS money, they're going to be jumping at you quicker than you can shout whatever, zippity doo dah. So what you should do is include the 1040. Don't include the transcript, the tax transcript. Chibusu David, thank you very much. I got it. There you go. Chibusu, aren't you glad you're on this channel today, getting all this information? Cheyenne Barek. Hey, Diego, how are you? Do you remember me? Cheyenne Barek. I remember everybody. I have a few questions. I need your help. Well, that's why we're here. It was Karina's idea to create this channel. I was in Colombia. I've been in Colombia 6-7 months. And we went on vacation. I had to get away from Bogota. I was getting killed. The high altitude, the rain, the cold. I was sick as a dog. So we took a vacation to Villa de Leyva, which is a lower altitude, and the climate was beautiful. The weather was great. We went there for a week, and we were walking around the plaza, which is one of the most historic places in Colombia. And Karina said, "Why don't you create an immigration visa YouTube channel?" I already knew how to make a YouTube channel. I had a cooking channel. Then I had a channel making videos about Colombia. And I said, that's a good idea. So I said to Karina, okay, when we get back to our house, our apartment in Bogota, I'll create an immigration channel. Here it is. And you guys are learning a lot from it, right? You're getting educated. So, Shyham, hi Diego. I need your help. Well, give me the questions. I'll get through them. I'll get to them as I go down the line. Tom Shu, hi Diego. On the online I-130 application, USCIS asked us to fill out the petitioner's address history. Why are you filling out an online I-130? The petitioner has been living in the same US address for the last decade. Why are you online filling out an I-130? Are you not applying for a green card? Right. You're applying, came to America, get married, apply for the green card. You don't do anything online at all. You don't fill out an I-130. You don't do anything online. What are you doing? Which we have already listed as the mailing address and current physical address, so can we just leave the address history empty? Why are you filling out an online I-130 in a green card application? You don't do that. Francois Livingston, Diego, you really think we're going to know the outcome of next Wednesday you're going to know. You're going to go in there. You're going to be in front of the WACE, the judge, the consular officer wants to see you. He wants to make sure you don't want to have any kids, and he wants to make sure Hamid doesn't want to have any kids, and he wants to make sure you guys are in a real relationship and that Hamid's not trying to get a freaking green card from you. They're trying to protect you, Francois. Immigration is trying to protect you. That's all. They're just doing their job. But when you get there, face to face in Abu Dhabi, they're going to know you if you guys are for real. You're going to present more evidence. You're going to answer his questions or her questions, and then he's going to approve your freaking visa. And then you're going to and then in a couple of days, give him a week or so, give him about a week, it'll be in his passport. But he wants to see you, or she. The immigration officer wants to talk to you, Francois, not because they have got better things to do, but they're trying to protect you. That's all they're trying to do. That's the reason for this. They're not trying to block the K-1 visa. They want you to have the K-1 visa, but they want to make sure this thing is this is the real deal. So now, unfortunately, you got to go in there with him. And once they talk to you and they talk to Hamid, everything's going to be fine. Do you not trust me? Trust me, Francois. Tom Shu, why are you filling out an online I-130 if you're filing for a freaking green card? And Francois, on Wednesday, you will know the outcome of the visa. On Wednesday, you're going to know. Shyham, what happens next when you get married within 90 days after you enter the United States? You got to file for the green card, Shyham. You file for the green card. I have met, if you go into the channel, look in the channel, it says look across the channel, Google or write in the channel, adjustment of status. I've made videos about how to apply for a green card. Watch those videos. If you watch the videos, watch them a couple of times, learn from the videos, you won't have to go in front of another scary visa interview. Just watch the videos. I cannot spend the next hour on this live stream explaining to you how to fill out the green card application. But I've made videos to explain how to do it. So what happens next when you get married within 90 days? You file for the green card and wait for your legal permanent residency card, your green card. Miguel, thoughts on the second attempt at President Trump's life? Oh, well, it's quite apparent that the liberal loons on the left, and I just call them liberal loons because that's my opinion of them. They're all freaking nuts, in my opinion. If you're liberal, I'm not adjudicating that at you personally. I'm just saying politically, okay, the far left, communists, socialists, progressives, they don't want Trump president. So there's a few out there who are totally crazy, and the same is true on the right, the conservative side. There's a few crazy right-wingers out there, and there's crazy left-wingers out there. And the crazy right-wingers want Trump to win, and the crazy left-wingers want Kamala Harris to win. Kamala Harris is a Marxist, by the way. So you got crazies on both sides, right? But right now, the crazies are trying to eliminate President Trump. They're trying to kill him. It's insanity. They don't agree with his opinion, so they want to kill him. It's crazy, right? I don't want to see Kamala Harris get hurt. I don't want to see her injured. I don't want to see Trump get hurt. I don't want to see him executed. I don't want to see anybody get hurt. If you're a Democrat and you support Kamala Harris, and if you're a Republican and you support President Trump, we have an election and it's peaceful, and you make your pick. You don't try to hurt anybody because you have an opposing opinion. But you got some crazy people out there who do. It's not just liberals on the left, it's right-wingers on the right too. There's both sides, okay? But when we have an election on November 5th, it needs to be done peacefully. You pick for your candidate, I'll pick for my candidate, and whoever wins, wins. And then you have a peaceful transfer of power from the White House to the presidency. It's not going to be President Biden because he's not running. He quit. He threw in the towel. Actually, he was forced out by Hillary Clinton, Nancy Pelosi. They forced him out. He was no longer useful to them, so they threw him away like a bag of trash. And they put Kamala Harris in there to run in his place, and she has won 0 freaking votes. She's got no votes. She was handpicked. It was like being in communist Venezuela. Oh, you're going to be our candidate. It's insane. All we can do is wait for November 5th to get here. Do I think they will attempt another assassination attempt on President Trump, the far left? I do. I think they're going to try again. The Secret Service director, the acting Secret Service director, needs to be fired. He's doing a horrible job. How did that person get a freaking SKS sniper rifle through the fence pointed close to Trump? How did that happen? It wasn't an AK-47. It was an SKS sniper rifle. It was a Russian-made SKS. Okay? It's a fantastic rifle, by the way. But how did that happen? How did the Secret Service allow him to get there and sit on Trump's on his fence line for 12 hours? The Secret Service is a massive problem. If I was Trump, I would be hiring private security. I would be hiring private security. I would hire Blackwater guys, retired Navy SEALs who've retired, they're bored, they want something to do. I would be hiring those guys to protect me if I was Trump. And President Biden deserves the same protection, and Kamala Harris deserves the same protection also. Okay? Second attempt on his life was horrible. Will there be a third one? Probably. Probably. Just my opinion. Let me see. Cheyenne, how long is it taking now to get a green card? 6 to 9 months. I mean, living in Los Angeles with my fiance for 3 weeks. How soon we have to apply for the green card after marriage? Cheyenne, apply for the green card after marriage. 60 to 70 days after you get married. Okay? And make sure you put together a strong green card application, especially if you live in Los Angeles. If you live in LA, in California, they're very strict there on interviewing green card applicants. Okay? They're very strict in USCIS in Los Angeles. They're very strict on interviewing green card applicants. So make sure you watch the videos that I've made on how to adjust status for green card. Just Google it in the channel. You can find the videos. Watch them over and over until you fully understand how to put a green card package together and submit a strong application. It's going to take 6 to 9 months to get the green card. How long, and the question is Cheyenne, after the green card, how long does it take to become a citizen? 3 years after you get, so you get your green card. On your green card, it's going to be a 2-year temporary green card. It's going to be a probationary green card. You're allowed to live in the country for 2 years, and then you have to lift the conditions off of that green card 3 months before it expires. If you don't, you get deported. So 3 years from the issue date of your 2-year green card is when you can apply for U.S. citizenship. Actually, 3 months minus. So you take 36 months. Let's say Karina's green card was issued to her June, was it March? March. So Karina's green card has an issue date of March. June. Karina's green card has an issue date of June, let's say 25th, 2024. So minus 3 months. So March 25th, 2026, she can apply for her 10-year green card. 3 years from the issue date of her 2-year green card is when she can apply for U.S. citizenship. So her 2-year green card was issued to her June 2024, 2025, 2026, June of 2027, minus 3 months, March of 2027, Karina can apply for U.S. citizenship. But you're going to become a U.S. citizen. You're going to get a U.S. passport, and then we're going to travel to all the countries that you guys are living in that we're helping you get your green cards and K-1 visas. We'll come visit you in your home countries while you're waiting for your K-1 visa applications if you want. But we're not leaving the country, America, until Karina's a U.S. citizen. So, Cheyenne, do you understand what I just said? Francois, if they approve, what next? When they approve it, not if, when they approve the visa, Francois, you wait for the passport to be issued with the K-1. You're going to get a status on your phone that says issued. Then you're going to go pick up the passport with Hamid, and then you're going to buy plane tickets and fly home to New York, JFK. That's what happens. You get a plane ticket. Once the visa's in the passport, Francois, you go pick it up and you fly to the United States. Mona bless. Yes, I understand. So I would put NA where it says, is there anyone applying with them? NA for household. No. The household size is going to be the same on every green card application for the affidavit of support. If the household size is whatever the household size is, it's going to be the same on every green card application. The household size is the same. Okay? Because they're, number one, they're dependents, and number two, they're minor children, and number three, they're going to be living under the house, under the roof with you and your husband. So it's the household size will not change. Is anyone applying with them? You put NA for that, because no. But for the household size, you put the same. Andre Welkone. Hi, Diego. The U.S. Embassy in Manila received the missing document, Qatar clearance. Finally. I'm glad about that. For the 221G, it's been a month and still no progress. How long does it take to release the visa? It should take about a week. I would be emailing the embassy in Manila asking for a follow-up. Do a follow-up on that visa. Remember, they're busy, okay? But you're going to get a Mountain Dew salute for getting that 221G cleared up. I knew they would. Good job on that. And now you just got to maintain contact with the embassy in Manila and check in with them. And don't forget, put in the subject line the receipt number from the NOA2 letter, and in the meat of the email, put your beneficiary's full name, date of birth, passport number, etc. They should release the visa pretty quick. Karina got a 221G as soon as I emailed the Interpol police certificate to the embassy. They released her visa within 24 hours. Shaihan Bayrek, we got married in a week after entry into the United States. Congratulations. Will there be any problem for the green card? We're waiting this day from 5 years. No, there's not going to be any problem. But you got to put a good green card package together. Put a good green card package together, you get your green card. If you put a crappy green card package together with hardly anything in it, marriage certificate, 2 photos, the I-94, the K-1, the passport, if it's just nothing in it, you're going to be face-to-face with an immigration officer, especially if you live in California, in Los Angeles in particular. Mona Bless, I'm 15 years older than my wife. I had no issues. Same for us. No problems. Miguel, you explained what closing the borders is, but would this also affect port of entry? No. It will not affect port of entry for people flying into the United States. People flying into the United States are going to have frickin' visas. People entering the United States at border crossings better have visas. If you got a K-1 visa in your passport and you're at a border crossing, let's suppose you're in Mexico and you enter the United States from Mexico into San Diego, the Border Patrol officer is going to ask for your passport and he's going to look for the visa. If you got a K-1 in there or a K-2, they'll let you in. If you don't, they won't. When I say Trump's going to close the borders, what he's going to do is if you are trying to enter the United States without a visa, you will be denied entry. That's what I mean to say, okay? That's what Biden should do today. Biden should right now sign an executive order that closes the borders with the United States, and that says in the executive order, if you don't have a visa, you're not getting in the country. If you want to apply for asylum, go back to wherever it is the consular officer is in your home country and apply. If you are from Colombia and you want asylum, you go to the U.S. consulate or you go to the U.S. Embassy in Bogota, Colombia, and apply for asylum. You don't sneak into Panama and then sneak into Honduras and into Guatemala and into Mexico and then come to a Border Patrol officer in Mexico and in San Diego and say, I'm from Colombia, I want to apply for asylum. It doesn't work that way. The Border Patrol officer will say, go back to Colombia and apply for asylum at the embassy. That's how it works. But Biden says, oh, come on in. Magic wand. It's BS, guys, for you guys. It's affecting you. It slows down your visa processing. It slows down your green card processing because the Border Patrol, because now immigration has got millions of people in the country. They don't know who the heck they are, and they're waiting for an immigration appointment with a judge. It's insanity. It's absolutely crazy. A country doesn't function that way. If I was to sneak into Colombia via Panama, let's suppose I flew to Panama and I snuck into Colombia via Panama, and the Colombian police found me. They'd throw me in prison. And then after I spent 6 months in prison, they'd ship me back to the United States. It doesn't work like that. We have no borders right now. We have no president. Where the hell is he? What's he doing? My opinion. I'm not bashing Democrats or Republicans. I'm not a Republican. I'm not a Democrat. I'm independent. I look at a person's actions. What is their politics? Biden's asleep at the wheel. Kamala Harris is a freaking Marxist. Okay, we got no choice. We got to pick Trump. I'm serious. Shyham Bayrek, just for example, in case of an emergency, if someone wants to go to their home country after marriage without applying for a green card, what will happen? You got to get advanced parole. You would have to apply for a visa again, yes, if you don't get an advanced parole document. If you come to America, Mr. Beneficiary, Miss Beneficiary, and you have a family emergency back home, it happens sometimes. If you absolutely have to go back to your home country, do not leave the United States without an advanced parole document. If you do, you will not be able to return back to the United States. How much does an advanced parole document cost? $630. So when you apply for the green card, if you want an advanced parole document to travel while you're waiting for the green card, you got to pay $630. When the advanced parole document comes to your house, you can travel on it, but I don't recommend it. If you're marrying somebody from a foreign country, Mr. American citizen, make sure that person has no family issues that are pending. Get all the family issues taken care of before you apply for the visa, for the K1. Okay? Karina understands. She's in America. She's here for the next 3 or 4 years before we go anywhere. Other than we're going to go to Las Vegas. We're going to go visit, maybe go see Graceland. Maybe go see, we're going to maybe go to wherever. But we're not leaving America. If you are in a relationship with somebody who's got a sick grandmother, who's on, doesn't have much time left, don't file for the green card or the K1. Don't file for the K1 until all the family issues have been taken care of with your beneficiary, so that you know that your beneficiary can come to the United States and be freaking relaxed and enjoy America and not be worried about going back to something, unless it's something out of his or her control. Then that's different. But Miguel, if Trump closes the borders, he's not going to deny people with visas entry into the United States. Andre Smith, 21 years older than my fiance. They asked her questions, but only a few about the age difference. Immigration don't care about the age difference. They don't care. Shyam Barak, how long is it taking to get a green card? 6 to 9 months. Sorcha Anderson, hi Diego. Is there any way I can reach out to you through Messenger? I don't use Yahoo. I don't use Facebook. I don't use Instagram. I don't use Twitter or X. I do communication one way, right here on this YouTube channel. Facebook's a joke. If you got a Facebook account, I had a Facebook account. I used it only for posting pictures of myself with Karina and her family in Colombia. I used it as a timestamp and printed the pictures for immigration. But after we got married, I got no use for Facebook. Facebook is nothing more than a government spying on what you're doing. Okay? The Facebook and the U.S. government, I think they're engaged to each other. They should apply for visas. That's whatever you do on Facebook, the government basically finds out about it. I'm done with Facebook. I don't need it anymore. I deleted my account. Don't use it. Karina uses Instagram for her cakes and stuff, her tortas and pastries, and that's it. Okay? I got no use for Facebook. Back in the day, I would post on Facebook, and if somebody was offended by what I posted, Facebook would block me for 30 freaking days. We don't like your post, so we're going to block you. Seriously? What happened to the First Amendment? If you don't like my opinion, just move on to the next post. Don't block me. Facebook, I put it in the toilet and I flushed it. I'm done with Facebook. I'll never go back. It's a waste of time. I don't use anything. I don't use it. Any other means. David Patch. Wait a second here. Karina. Hosias. What courier do you suggest to send adjustment of status? FedEx, UPS, or DHL? One of those three. I was thinking to send it with U.S. Postal Service. Don't do that. Don't do that. No, that's not a good idea. The United States Postal Service works for the government. They're a federal entity. They get paid whether they screw up your green card application and lose it or not. They still get paid. FedEx, DHL, and UPS are a private company. If they lose your stuff, they can be prosecuted. They can lose, the person can lose his job or her job. There's big problems if they screw up your paperwork, if they lose it, because it's a private company and they make money. The U.S. Postal Service is a federal government-ran organization that's losing money. They're losing millions and millions of dollars. Okay, they keep raising the price of stamps because they don't make any money. Don't use the postal system unless you absolutely have to. Use a private courier service so you can guarantee your stuff's going to get where it's supposed to go, because they are private. They get paid. They're a business. They're making profit. If FedEx doesn't make a profit, that's not good. If they do bad service, they're not going to make a profit, and they go out of business, and everybody loses their job. If the U.S. Postal Service does a bad job, nobody loses their job. They don't go out of business, and us taxpayers keep funding their crap. Use a private company. Okay? You got it? Hosea, it's my opinion. If you work for the U.S. Postal Service, I've got no problem with that. I'm glad for you. The benefits are great. Okay? But as far as a green card application or a K-1 visa application, I want it to get where it's going. I don't want it to get lost. So I used a private company. And here she is, my beautiful wife, Karina. No problems. David Patch. Let me see here. Cheyenne, for green card interview, both partners have to go or only the beneficiary? Depends on the country. In Colombia, you can go both together. In England, you can't. If you are a K-1 visa applicant, beneficiary from England in the United Kingdom, your sponsor cannot accompany you to the visa interview in London. If you are a K-1 visa applicant successfully approved in Colombia, your beneficiary can accompany you. If you're in the Philippines, your sponsor cannot accompany you. If you're in the Philippines, the beneficiary goes in by herself. If you're in England, the beneficiary goes in or her by herself. If you're in Colombia, you can go in together. If you're in Abu Dhabi in the UAE, you can go in together. Vimy Lola, if they kept your passport, is it a good sign? Yes, it means that your visa's approved. You just got to go through the processing. Cheyenne, for green card interview, both partners have to go. Depends on the country. David Patch, hi Diego, we filed for my wife's green card and employment. Okay, August 28th. You got the I-790, you got the I-797C, good. What will be the next step? Now you're going to wait for the biometrics letter. You're going to wait for the biometrics letter. Immigration's going to send you a letter telling you where to go for biometrics. Wherever you live in America, you're going to get we had to go to New Orleans. We drove to New Orleans. We just made a weekend out of it. You're going to go for biometrics. That's what you're going to wait for next. That's what you're waiting for now, David Patch, is the biometrics letter. Tom Shu, Diego, thank you for telling me to put the married name on the I-485 and to get a new medical. Anytime. May I just ask if we need to put the new married name on the I-130? Why are you filling out an I-130? It's not required. What are you talking about? I-130. Hold on a second. I don't understand what you're trying to do. With the I-130, are you trying to do advanced parole? Is that what you're telling me? The I-864 and the medical, the medical exam is a 693, and the doctor, the administrative assistant for the doctor will fill out the 693 for you with your wife's new married name. Okay? You're married, her name is she took your last name. That will go on the 693. That will go on. You don't fill out an I-130 for a green card application. What are you doing? Tom Shu, if you are filing for a green card application, you fill out Form I-485, or your beneficiary does, you help her. You fill out the 864, and then get a new 693. The I-130 the I-130A, you can run it through your shredder because it is not a required document for a green card application. It's not necessary. Who told you that? Who's telling you this? Tom Shue, listen to me. Tom Shue, you do not file for a green card by an I-130. The form does not pertain to a green card application. An I-130 is if Karina, when she's an American citizen, she wants to bring mom to the United States from Venezuela, we fill out an I-130. It's like the I-130 is for a family member. It's not for a green card application. Take the I-130, Tom Shue, take the I-130A and run it through a shredder and don't include it in your green card application because it's got nothing to do with a green card. Cheyenne Barrett, do we also need medical for green card? Repeat the medical exam for the green card. Yes, repeat it. Francois, so I can say all that when I present my case about him not renewing his work contract, losing a lot of income for the past year, just for the K-1 visa process, are they going to let me speak? They're going to talk to you first, Francois. Diego, he gave up good money and great offers for us. I took 2.5 weeks off of work to go to Abu Dhabi. I do trust you 100%. Tell them that. Mountain Dew salute to Francois Livingston. She's been through a lot, guys. Francois has been through a lot, and I'm going to pull her over the finish line. She's listened to me this far, and she's made it this far. Francois is going to get Hamid's green card, his visa approved for his K-1. It's going to get approved, but you got to go in there like assertive. Okay, listen, Mr. Immigration Officer, this is my freaking life. We don't want to have kids. That's our decision. Okay, that's what we want to do. We've been together for a long time. I spent a lot of money flying back and forth from the United Arab Emirates. Hamid gave up a good job in order to stay in the UAE. Okay, you've got this, Francois. They just want to see you. They just want to talk to you. That's all. This K-1 visa interview is all about Francois right now. Terrence, Tam Big Boy. How do I get a contact sheet for my fiance's visa interview? The embassy wants me to bring that, but they never sent it to me, and they say they sent it to my previous email, but they didn't. Yes, they did. It's the list of travelers. The contact sheet came in the packet 3, packet 4 email. I got it. For Karina, I was looking for, they needed that too, and I was looking all over for it. It was in the packet 3, packet 4 email. Email the embassy and ask, or the MVC, email both, send the MVC an inquiry and say, I need a contact sheet. Send the same email to the embassy and ask them for the contact sheet. Ask them for it. It was required for Karina also, for the medical exam. Cheyenne Barrett, don't talk politics, please. A lot of people are waiting for your K-1 visa reply. I don't understand why people ask politics here. Diego, please focus on the K-1 visa question as well. You are cussing on the channel, and you are out of here. Bye. You're gone, dude. Don't be cussing on this channel. And if people want to talk politics, they can. This is an open channel. People want to talk politics, they can talk politics. If you cuss on the channel, I block you. You're done. If you got something to say, I respect your opinion. I love you guys. Your opinion is appreciated. And you wouldn't have got blocked if you hadn't have cussed. You are no longer going to be writing on this live stream. You got kids watching this, youngsters, 14, 15 years old, trying to learn their K2 process, and you're on here cussing? You're out of here. Let me see. Francois, maybe I should have brought a one-way ticket to Abu Dhabi because we want to sit together on the way to the United States. It's too late now. Try and change the ticket, Francois, if you can. Maybe you can change it. Camille 1, hi Diego and Karina from Boston. How are you today? Sorry I'm late for class today. You're not late, Camille 1. Nobody's ever late for class. This is your channel. You talk, whatever you want to talk about on here is for you guys. You're never late. You are detained elsewhere. Remember, I was a senior chief in the United States Navy. I was never late. I was always detained elsewhere. Vimy Lola, do the U.S. Embassy officer check your social media? Yes, they do, because they asked to put in DS-160. Vimy Lola, the immigration will look at your Facebook accounts. They will look at your Instagram accounts. They will look at it. They will check it all. They're looking for inconsistencies. Okay, let's suppose for an example, your fiance has a Facebook account and you have a Facebook account, but you're not friends together on Facebook. Why? Let's suppose you have a Facebook account, Mr. Sponsor, and you have a Facebook account, Miss Beneficiary, but you don't have an engagement connection in Facebook. What's your social status? What's your status in Facebook? If you're engaged to each other, it will be engaged, right? In Facebook. When Karina and I had Facebook accounts, my status with Karina was engaged to Karina. When I posted pictures with Karina and I and her family, it was public. When Karina posted pictures with her family and I, it was public. So when immigration reviewed Karina and I's Facebook account, there was no inconsistencies. We were engaged to each other. We were always together, pictures together with friends and family. But what if your beneficiary, for example, okay, has a Facebook account and your social status is she likes guys. What if her Facebook account says she likes guys? What if the sponsor's account says he likes girls? Immigration is going to look at that and go, what the heck? I thought you guys were engaged to each other. What if your beneficiary, she goes to the beach with another guy and she posts pictures all over the freaking Facebook. She's on the beach with another guy and he's got her arm around her. Okay? Immigration's going to see it. Whether it's private or not, they're going to see it. And then the sponsor doesn't know about it. But immigration's going to know about it. That's a big problem, right? They will review your Facebook account. They will review Instagram. They'll look at it. Bambone1, I submitted my K1 visa application 2 months ago. My fiance is in Burundi. Mountain Dew salute to the citizens of Burundi and to Bambone1 and his family. Good job. Vimy Lola, does the U.S. Embassy officer check your social media? Yes. That's why it's a question on the DS-160. What does DS mean? Department of State. When you get to the United States, the Border Patrol officer may ask for your cell phone, Mr. Beneficiary. When you get to America, the Border Patrol, the Customs and Border Patrol officer may say, Karina, let me see your cell phone. Okay, here's my. Well, she left her cell phone in Venezuela. She gave it to her mom. But let's suppose she had a cell phone with her. Here's my cell phone. Open it up. She opens it up. They're going to look at her Facebook, their Instagram. They're going to look for inconsistencies. They're not going to ask me for mine. I don't have to show my freaking phone because I'm protected under the 4th Amendment of the Constitution. But if they ask me for it, I'd give it to them. I mean, I would waive my constitutional rights. But they can look at it at the entry, port of entry. David Petch, thank you so much. I'm about an hour away from New Orleans, Thibodaux, Louisiana. So you're in a parish, to be exact, the Bayou area. Very good. Excellent. That's good. Karina loved New Orleans. She wants to go back. I might take her back to New Orleans to go on a riverboat cruise on the Mississippi. And Cheyenne Barak has been blocked, ladies and gentlemen. I kicked him off the channel for cussing on the channel. I don't care. You cuss on the channel, you're out of here. Tom Shu, thank you, Diego, so much. I thought I must follow the I-130 with the I-485. No, don't do that. You take the I-130s and you shred them so no other person can read them, and or you can take it out in your backyard and set fire to it in a fire pit. You don't put an I-130 in a green card application. You don't do that. So I just reduced your paperwork load by what? A bunch, 25%, right? Tom Shu, does the petition need to file another affidavit of support for the adjustment? Yes. When you file for the green card, the sponsor has to fill out a form for 484. It's right here. You got to do an affidavit of support when you file for the green card, and make sure you sign it with your complete name. Don't scribble it like a doctor. Let me see. Vimy Lola, I have nothing to hide, but I just wonder, even you don't post your life public, can they see? Yes. Now let's suppose you go to the Border Patrol. You land in Miami. You get to the Border Patrol, Customs and Border Patrol officer says, I want to see your phone. When you say, I'm not going to show you my phone. This is the beneficiary. The immigration officer is going to say, well, then you ain't coming to the United States. They're going to cancel your visa and send you home. Okay? That's how serious they are. Okay? Let's suppose all your Facebook posts are private and immigration doesn't trust you for some reason. Immigration doesn't trust you. The beneficiary I'm talking about, not the sponsor. Let's suppose the consular officer at the embassy doesn't trust. You give them your Facebook account number, your Facebook account name, and they don't trust you. The U.S. Embassy can send a subpoena to Facebook and tell subpoena to open up your Facebook account. Let's suppose all your posts are private and you click on Facebook, the immigration officer clicks on your Facebook account and it says, account is locked for privacy reasons. Immigration is going to say, okay, what are you hiding? So the immigration will then file a subpoena with Meta, M-E-T-A, Meta, Facebook, formerly Facebook, and then Meta will then open up that Facebook account for the immigration officer to look through your Facebook account. That's how serious it is, folks. If you have a Facebook account, make sure it's open to the immigration so they can see your stuff. Make it public so they can see it. So that way you don't get any hassles from them. Or delete your Facebook account. Get rid of it. And then you can say, I don't have a Facebook account. But they're going to ask you, have you had a Facebook account in the last 5 years? And then you're going to say, yes. They're going to get you either way. They're looking for fraud, guys. Tom Shu, yes, you have to file another affidavit of support for the green card, and you have to sign it as a sponsor. Vimy, I have nothing to hide. There you go. Francois, how about the $500 for the DHL receipt for the box of papers? Yeah, bring that to the interview. Vimy Lola, do they access your account? If they don't trust you, they'll access your account, whether you like it or not. They will look in your Facebook account or your Instagram account. They'll look at it. But if they trust you, if they can see that everything's good, everything's above board, they got better things to do than be digging in your Facebook account. They're not going to do it. They won't look in there. If they trust you, it all depends on the mindset of the immigration officer. Tom Shu, thank you, Diego and Karina, for guiding us through this whole process. Words cannot adequately express our gratitude. Tom Shu gets a Mountain Dew salute and the last word, and I'm hungry. I had a nice breakfast, but I didn't eat lunch, and I haven't had dinner. So Mountain Dew salute to Tom and to Francois. I'm going to dedicate this live stream to Francois Livingston. This is dedicated to Francois and Hamid. And guys, you're going to get your K1, and we'll see you at the next live stream, which is Saturday. See you guys on Saturday. Now, if you want me to do a surprise live stream during the week, I will do that also. Maybe I'll just jump on here and continue the chat, okay? But without Cheyenne Barak, because he cussed on the channel. Don't do that. See you guys later.